Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Lutendo Diobara. For those who are new, you are very welcome. We welcome you in this channel. Join our family. I promise we'll look after you. Reduce the volume. I promise we will look after you. We will help you view life differently, and we're not saying our perception is the greatest or is the one. We're just thinking if you use it might help. And I think more than anything in this channel, we are trying to help you live life at ease with some sort of support and believe, right? And how do I say it? Support, believe, and know that we care. It's not everybody who doesn't care. Yes, we might not be there physically, but by being on the channel here, we're trying to help you navigate your life, right? We're trying to help you navigate it the best way you can. And know we are not the only one. We are also going through it, and support is more important, and also the different perception of perception of life in terms of what we are going through, how we are tackling it, how we are viewing it, and how we go about it. It's important because maybe the way I'm going about it, it's not the best, or it's not favoring myself, but rather put me further into stresses and depression and stuff like that. So I want to talk about a little bit of bullying. As you saw the video earlier, I went and take my daughter to a therapy, and yeah, to just go through life. Anyway, from the therapy perspective, they were focusing on the educational point of view, on how to find out how she's taking, how she's doing in school, and what challenges is she facing, and what views does she have about herself, and things like that. I felt like I need to say something in terms of these kids that are bullying other kids in school. There are so many cases where kids have actually committed suicide because of how they were disvalued by other students. And I'm not sure why would other students feel it fit that it's okay to humiliate a human being to that level where you don't care. You embarrass. I don't know whether it's to embarrass or is to, I don't know, man. It's beyond. Maybe it's also because they're young, but I think at our own home we should be able to show our kids the value of life and why they should not do something like that to another person. Because when they do that, you grow up with it. It kills your confidence. I was also bullied when I was in standard 5. Yes, it's that long when we used to go to school, and it traumatized me for years. It also take away your confidence. It take away a whole lot of things in your life, and it depends on where you are at that time when you're going through that. That's why you find that other kids, they decide to then commit suicide because they don't feel they're being supported also at home. They don't even know how to bring it at home because these things are not being talked about. And again, beside me going through it, I believe also my daughter has went through something this in school. I've moved her to online school, and these are the other reasons why. She's a foreigner, and as you know, I'm married to a Nigerian. So her father is Nigerian, so she's also Nigerian. And people, they think they are entitled here in South Africa to bully someone because they are foreigner, or you find them making comments that you are not sure what they are trying to achieve. And I remember one time my daughter came and said, by the way, this other person was saying I have long hands, and no, you can come in without your earphones. She's wearing earphones. You can come in and fakaza here. So she came back, and then she said, my son, we don't need you on this one. We don't. So So don't mind my son, guys. So she came back. She was complaining about being bullied in school, her accent, because she sound foreign. People, they will tell her they can't hear her when she speaks, and things like she's too tall or she has long hands, which it's unnecessary. We are not born the same, and I don't know why those kids, they are not taught of different they're not taught to know that people are not the same. We are not going to look like we were born in the same house, right? We are going to look like we are different species from different places, different countries. And I think they lacked education from homes. That's my view. And I believe she's here. I would like to her maybe to share how she was able to cope with that, and what did she do, and to try to not fall into deeper sadness in school, and not commit in what is expected in school. So you can introduce yourself again, right?
Okay. Hi everybody.
They cannot see you. Come a little bit closer.
Like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And speak louder.
Hi everybody. My name is Sasha Elikena Diopara, and
They didn't hear that one.
how am I that?
My name is I know you didn't hear. Can you please repeat louder?
Hi everybody. My name
Much
is
better.
Sasha Elikena Diopara.
Yes.
I am 13 years old, and that's all right.
Yes, the question is, I've went through what you went through and what we had to go through in terms of bullying in school.
Yes.
Because you were experiencing it from the first private school. We won't mention the schools, but from the first private school to the other second school,
Yes.
until you moved to online.
Online.
It was like, so I would like you to share what was your experiences, how did you deal with that?
At first, when I started being bullied for me being a Nigerian, it felt depressing at first. I was like, okay, you don't have to say it to me. I know that I am like this. I
Yes.
know I've got these futures, but you don't have to like bring it to my face and say, wow, Sasha, your hands are too big. Your hands are bigger than your teachers. At first, it broke my heart, but to have a mom like her, it's the best thing you can ever have. Because at first, I was always wondering to myself, is this how my mom sees me? Is this how my family sees me? What are they thinking? Do they think that I'm those kids who end up being a giant one day? But then I brought it up to my mom to say, Mommy, there's these things that are happening in school, to say that I'm being bullied about my features on my body and the way I speak. And then she was like, they're not you. God brought you like this. There's no need for you to be worried about it. At first, I took it in mind, but then it was like the furthest thing I can think of.
Yeah.
And then I got used to being insulted about my hands being big and me being taller than how
Other kids in the class.
yeah.
Yes.
So I got used to it, and then suddenly I didn't care about what they said. And once I got detention for, saying back mean things to them, I got detention for that for the first time. But let's forget about that. But after I got to see that I am unique in my own way, I just said, you know what? Let them say what they want to say. It's none of my business. I'm here to focus more on school than on what they say.
I also remember when she said these school kids are saying her accent is weird. Then I asked her, how does their accent sound like to you, right? And then you said it's also weird. So you can't always hear them, isn't it?
Yes.
So the same thing they're feeling is exactly the same thing you are feeling.
Yes.
So you should not feel bad that they can't hear you. You also can't hear them, right? It's very normal that we can't hear each other, but it doesn't make them unique, because if they were unique, you could be hearing them, right?
Yeah.
Then the fact that you could not also hear them, it means you just needed to have a common understanding and try to get yourself to understand each other. And then you find that they will say, why is she on this school? Okay, we have parents that are driving even better cars than the other. So you find that those kids who their parents are dropping them with their Bugatti and whatever, they think that they've landed, and then they start then abusing our kids, right? And then I told her that if they were better, what are they doing in your school? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because better people, they're not supposed to be in school. They're in the wrong place. They're not supposed to come and join us where we are. So she should always know that for people to make themselves feel better, they always impose their problems to other people, right? And more than anything, the sad thing is that I'm just concerned that why parents are not educating their kids in terms of bullying other kids. I saw the other one, they were pouring her water. I don't care what she did, but on what basis does a child feel it's okay to humiliate a human being to that level in front of hundreds of students within in school? And what does she get? And then after that, what happened? Did she get the distinction by doing that? I don't understand. I just feel like it's unnecessary, and I think it's time that as parents we should take responsibilities of educating our kids so that they can stop making our kids feel uncomfortable. My child had to move to online because of people perception, and more than anything we needed to protect her because dealing with this every day, it won't help in terms of our confidence, right? It won't help in terms of how we see her, because every day she's hearing this perception of other people, how they're seeing her. So it was not necessary for us to always be giving guidance, because other kids they're not taught on how to handle other differences within other people or other cultures or other nations, if I may put it that way. So I feel a call to say, I think as parents, it's time for us to take it serious. Other kids are losing life. This is not, what does future look like for that child who actually got somebody else to commit suicide? Yes, for now it might not be, it might be nothing, right? But I don't know, when she has grown up, what does she go through? I believe there's some certain sort of impact in terms of pushing somebody to actually commit suicide. And it's not a good thing. Even if you are going to ask for forgiveness in the next 10 years on realizing you did mistake, that family will never get the child back, right? So for us not to get there, I think we need to, it's a must for us to educate our kids at home and make it a priority, right? And I tell other of my kids that they should be kind to other people, no matter how they look, no matter how they are, whatever you think is different about the next person. It's not your business to identify it or make an issue about it. It's about being kind, because you don't know why they look that way. And again, you don't know what's happening with that person. They don't need extra comment of you are dark or you are yellow pop or whatever. They don't need those things. You are there to school to educate yourself so we can have a better nation tomorrow, right? So yes, I don't want the video to be too long, but I just thought let's address this bullying issue, because it's been going on and on and on. And I'm not saying me saying something, it means then nothing will happen. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, if we don't put effort in terms of prioritizing to tell our kids or educate. Yes, there are those that even if they're saying something, nothing is changing. But it doesn't stop us from trying to create a different nation, right? Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to subscribe, share with that family or those people or who you feel they need to hear this message, because really we cannot create the next generation to be this type of people if we want to live in harmony in this world, right? So thank you so much. See you on the next video. Bye.